In this video, we're going to have a look at this distribution system. We've got a distribution center here, which is supplied by our suppliers through our orders that come in and our returns that go back. And then we've got an intermediate warehouse transit location, and then we've got our stores where we actually sell the products. So in this case, let's have a look at this. I'll get rid of that and distribution. Just have a look at these two for the minute. So we've got distribution center that's loading up into a transit location for store one, and then once that we have the product in that location, it will create a transfer into store one, and likewise for store two. Then we've got returns. So we've got stock that's coming back from store one back to the returns transit location, and then back to our distribution center. Likewise for the store two. And then we've got the resupply to other stores. So in this case, store one will drop a product into store two's like transit location, and that will automatically be picked up by store two and put into its inventory. In a nutshell, that's it in a fairly basic sort of way. So let's have a look at how we can set that up. So this is a brand new instance of Odoo. All I've installed once it loads is let me go and have a look at this. Installed. So simply inventory, invoicing and purchases all installed, and the rest got installed automatically. We go back to our desktop. So the first thing I want to do is turn off this annoying little bubble. I'll just go there and turn off the onboarding, and that will refresh and it goes away. I'll also get rid of the reminder for the subscription. So the first thing I want to do is go into my settings and do a couple of things first. I'll go into invoicing, and now I'm in Australia, so therefore I want it to be Australian. I suggest you do this ASAP as soon as you get your like a brand new fresh install done. If you try and change the physical location later on, it can create real problems. This will change automatically. I won't leave that for the moment because it will change by itself. I'll let that load. Yeah, so it's something I like getting out of the way. Very, very first thing is to get that your fiscal position, your financial localization sorted out straight up. Okay, so I'm in Australia now, and that has changed that to Australia, so that's all good. So you just change it to whatever the relevant one is for you. So that's the first thing I want to do. The next thing I want to do is go into inventory, and I'm not going to do a lot here, but turn on the minimum. And I do want to use packaging because we're going to use packages. Packaging is something different. Packages, we want to move stock around by the box, not by the individual item. And we're going to use packages to do that. And then we want to turn on the multi-step routes. This allows us to do all sorts of creative things with moving products from different locations. So really there are only two settings we need for this, but you can turn on lots of other stuff there if you need to. So we'll save that out. Alright, so that's done now. So we'll start off by going into inventory, or no we won't, we'll go into settings first. We'll set up our companies. So this has got all the default stuff in here, but we'll go in here and change this. I'm going to change this to something else. I'm going to call this industries. Give it some random address. I'll change that to Australia. Set up the Vic 301. Alright, so that's the main thing. I'm not going to muck around with any of these, don't need them at the moment, so I'll just leave them. I'm going to set up 2 branches. I'm going to do here store 1. I'm going to make that in Sydney. It's Australia, so that's done. Yep, I'll do another one. Store 2. And we'll go with Brisbane Street, Brisbane, come on fingers, there we go. Okay, save. So now we've got our main office. Well, go back to this one, our main office, which is in Melbourne, and then we've got a couple of branches, a store in Sydney and a store in Brisbane. We've probably got a store in Melbourne too, but you know, what the hell. Alright, we'll save that out. As I said, I'm only doing the minimum here just to demonstrate what we're trying to achieve. So now we've got the main company and the branches set up. We'll go into inventory, and well, first thing we'll go into is we'll configure our warehouses. So we've got our default warehouse here. I'm going to change the name of this to Distribution Center, and I'll call this DC. That is at that address, and we do want to buy through supply. We can set up the multiple steps for incoming and outgoing, but I'm just going to leave it simple for the moment. I'll save that one, that's all good. Now we need another warehouse. I'm going to call this store 1. Give it a code, STR1. Its address is going to be out. This is why it was important to set up the branches, so we can pick out the address. And I'll untick the supply. I don't want to buy product to supply this warehouse. What I want to do, let me just save this, and that'll allow it to pop up with, there we go. We have to save it first, and then it'll read that we can resupply from our distribution center, which is what we want to do here. So we don't want product to be brought in directly into this store. We wanted to all go via the distribution center, which was the purpose of what we're trying to achieve here. As I said, I'm going to leave all those as is, so I'll save that and we'll do a new one, and store 2, and we don't want to do that, we do want to do that. So we do want to resupply from distribution center, we don't want to spread. So all this means is that if there is low stock in store 2, this tells it where to go and look for the stock. And so we're saying if you're going to pull the stock automatically, go to distribution center. It doesn't stop us transferring stock manually between locations. This is just for the automatic, the replenishment rules, as we call them. Okay, so save that. Whoops, give it a short name. SCR2. Save, and all good. Right, so there are our warehouses set up. The main one, our one in Sydney and our one in Brisbane. Right, so next we want to do is we'll just work our way. Oh no, we'll go to locations next. So locations, what we want to do here, I'll try and drag this back here, is we want to create this setup here, this middle setup. We've done this distribution center, we've done the 2 stores. So they're finished. We're now just got to set up this middle section now. So what I'll do is, these are already set up for us. These are our internal locations that we have by default when we create a new warehouse. We get one that's a main location is called stock, and it's got the short code in front of it for each of our warehouses. First thing I want to do is get rid of the filter there, and you'll see down here we've got some other locations that are hidden when we have internal only turned on. What we want to do is this one over here. If we can find this one over here, we want to use this one as our interim location. So this will be this parent of all these little children down here. So that's what I want to set up first. Now, first thing, this is quite a long name into warehouse transit, so I tend to get rid of the warehouse part, and I still know what that means, so that's all good, but it reduces that real estate quite a bit, and you'll see later on where that's kind of handy. So I'll save that. I won't do it. Won't make any other changes there. I'm just changing the name of it. All right. First thing I want to do is create a new location. I'm going to call this DC returns, and the parent location is going to be that physical locations into transit location. This is going to be a transit location. It's not a permanent location. It does belong to that company, and we can put a barcode in here, which I'm not going to get into that right now, but if we want to set up the barcode so that we can use that for the transfers, which I mean it would make sense to, but for the sake of this demonstration I'm not going to go into that. So that's our first one set up. So I'll just save this. I don't think there's anything else I need to change on that. Then do a new one. This is going to be store 1, and it's going to live underneath the intertransit as well. We'll save that. Oops, do you want to do anything else? No, that's, oh yes I did. I wanted to change this to transit location. And that's all good. And then new and store 2. Same place. Make sure it's a transit location as well. And that's it. So that is our location set up, our warehouses and our locations within the warehouses and so forth. So now we've got this framework set up, and we've got to start building up all these rules and routes and all those sorts of things now. So let's go into what I'll do. I might start off with operations type first.